Well, it's definitely cooler today, and it's getting cooler as the evenings are closing in on us and getting darker. Summer's definitely over. It's been over a while, actually. And I got myself one of these. It's a gas lantern from Mountainhiker, but with a difference. Let's have a look at it. So inside this really nice presentation box, isn't it nice that? It's really nice. Like, inside we have, let me see, we have a Mountainhiker tag. I don't know why you would need that at all, but I suppose it shows that it's the genuine article. Recycle, or maybe keep, I don't know. Here we have a instruction booklet, and there's not actually a lot to this. I would have liked a tiny little bit more information, but I'm going to keep hold of that as well. And also, nicely inside the container, oh hang on, there's a piece hanging off that, right. Inside the presentation box, we also have some spare O-rings for the lantern and the gas bottle itself. So now I've given something away there, because also inside the box we have the lantern fitting, the mantle or whatever it is, lantern fitting, the glass for the lantern, and the gas bottle. It says Mountainhiker on it there, looks really nice. Whole thing feels really good. But the difference with this is, this little gas canister, it only holds about 20 grams of gas, but it's refillable. Isn't that great? And that's part of the reason I got this. This cost £31 from Amazon. I didn't pay that. I got it on an offer, and I had some vouchers, and I ended up paying £6 for it. So, can't go wrong. Let's have a look at it. So to put the whole thing together, you screw the lantern onto the gas canister. There's only one way to do that. Don't over tighten it, just snick it up, you know, you don't want to ruin the gaskets. And then once it's together, that presses on there. There's O-rings, so you don't have to be press too hard with it. And that's what it looks like when it's all together. You have a control dial there. It's clearly marked plus or minus. Obviously plus is turning the gas on and minus is turning the gas off. The best way to light this is with the tube off, but first we've got to fill it. So this is how you fill the empty gas bottle with their recommended method. You just hold the canister down for about 10 seconds, and there you go. I don't like this method, it's hit and miss, and as you can see there's a lot of wasted gas. So that's method number one of filling the gas canister with one of these cartridges. Okay, now for method number two, we're still going to use this cartridge, but we're going to connect an adapter to convert this to an EN417 connection. Then we're going to use our refill valve. It's one way. You've got out at the top, which is where this is going to all be connected to, and then you got in at the bottom, which is obviously going to go on the top of this once to take the lantern connection off the top. The best way to do this is to put this canister on its own in the freezer for about half an hour. Apparently it feels better if the receiving canister has been chilled. So let's have a look at how we do that. So we take our gas canister, you can see the connection there, and we want to convert that using this converter piece to an EN417 connector. And then we take our gas refill valve, you can see the out and in, showing you how you should connect your bottles, and there's the plus and minus for the gas flow, and there's a gas pressure release valve there. So we take our converter and connect that to the gas canister, lock it into place, and then we take our gas refill valve and screw that onto the converter. Make sure it's turned off first. Just tight enough, that'll do. When you're finished, it should look like that. We take the refillable gas canister out of the freezer. It's been there half an hour. We connect it to the gas bottle, the refill gas valve, turn the valve on, and you can hear the gas going in now. when I can no longer hear the gas, I'll give it about 10 seconds and then turn the refill valve off. Release a little bit of pressure and take all the connections off. Once we've refilled the refillable canister, we connect the lantern connection to the refilled gas bottle. So that's our little canister filled using method 2, which is my preferred method. It's a lot more accurate, and I think it's a bit safer too. That other way, method 1, it's a bit messy. So now I've got the lantern back on top of the canister, and I've seen some people put the glass on and try to light these, and I would not do that, because if you've overfilled this and you turn it on, doesn't matter how low you have it, you can get a really high flame and you could burn your hands. So, and in a panic you could knock it over and smash the glass. So take the glass off, turn the gas on tiny little bit, and then light it. And it's as easy as that. There's no big built-in ignition with this, that's how it is. And before you put the glass on, you want to make sure that the flame is quite low, say about 1 inch, 2 inches at the most. Gently slide the glass over the top of the lantern piece, and there you go, the whole thing's working. If you have the flame too high, like that, you'll start getting black soot coming off, so just turn it down, nice and low. You'll get used to it, it's not the most accurate of things. And there you go, that's quite nice. And once it's burning, it'll run for about 2 to 3 hours, depending on how much gas you've managed to get in it and how high you have the flame. Lovely, isn't it? And this is what it looks like in the dark. It does kick out a fair bit of light and quite a bit of heat. Turn it off. There you go. It does kick out quite a nice bit of light. The main reason I was attracted to this was the refillable gas canister can be used with one of these folding camping and hiking stoves. You can also use the smaller stoves that fold down and fit in the palm of your hand and mount to the top of the gas bottle. So do I like this little gas lantern setup from Mountainhiker? Yes, I do actually, I really do. At first I was a little bit dismayed and thought, was it more novelty than useful? The thing that was mainly putting me off as well was how hit and miss it was filling it with their suggested method. It was quite disappointing. Sometimes I'd only get half an hour out of it. Like I say, fill it properly, it can run 2 to 3 hours. I did not mainly get it to be a lantern. I got it for our little days out when we go down the woods with Rocky and Mrs. Summerhouse. Because we like to brew up and have a brew while we're out rather than pay expensive cafe prices. Out of this, you'll be able to brew up a couple of times while you're out, which is not bad really. And I thought it would just be smaller in the pack than taking a traditional sort of gas canister out with me. Having said this though, it's really grown on me since I got the proper refill valve. It's much safer, easier, more accurate to fill this thing. And I do use it pretty much every night as a lantern. It adds some great ambient lighting in the cabin, and it does chuck out a fair bit of heat, to be honest with you. It's very popular with Mrs. Summerhouse. She quite often asks me to whip it out and illuminate it and have it on show for everyone to see. And yeah, she really enjoys it. It's a really nice lantern, isn't it? So yeah, I can only recommend it. It's a bit novelty, but it's kind of useful as well. Nice little thing. Nice presentation box, sorry. Having trouble with me worms there. But yeah, nice presentation box. It does got a lovely piney sort of smell to it. It's probably balsa wood actually, I wouldn't really know unless I, well, set fire to it or something, I don't know. The lantern, absolutely fantastic and made up with it. I got it for a bargain price of £6. They are 31 quid. It's kind of worth the money because it is really nicely made. So there you go. Mountainhiker gas lantern with a refillable gas bottle. Very useful.